Now that we know what sine, cosine, and tangent mean, we are going to find the ratios now within right triangles. So I'm going to scroll down to this bottom one here, and I want to find sine, cosine, and tangent of angle A, and I want to find sine, cosine, and tangent of angle C. Okay. I forgot to mention in the last video that there is an easy kind of an acronym to kind of help you remember these trig functions, and it looks like this. SOHCAHTOA. Okay, that should kind of help you understand what these trig functions mean. So within this, S means sine, and we know that the ratio of sine is opposite over hypotenuse. C is cosine, and we know the ratio is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent, we know, is opposite over adjacent. That's what each one of those letters means. So if you need some help kind of remembering what each one of these trig functions is and what it stands for, you can use that acronym SOHCAHTOA. So let's start with angle A first. I want to find sine of A, cosine of A, and tangent of A. We're first going to label our side lengths in our triangle. Again, we need to know the opposite, adjacent, and the hypotenuse. We know that 20 is the hypotenuse because it's across from the right angle. If I'm dealing with angle A, 16 should be the opposite side because it's far away from angle A. And the adjacent is then going to be 12. Right, then we can create our ratios out of this. So sine of A, we're going to say is opposite over hypotenuse. So that would get us 16 over 20. And if we can reduce, we should reduce. So 16 over 20, if you need to, use your calculator, you may. That comes out to 4/5. And cosine of A, we know is adjacent over hypotenuse, so 12 over 20. Oops, 12 over 20. And when we reduce that, that's going to get us 3/5. Finally, tangent of A is opposite over adjacent, so 16 over 12. That would reduce to 4/3. We're going to do the same thing now with angle C. So instead of focusing on angle A, now we want to find sine of C, cosine of C, and tangent of C. So your hypotenuse stays the same, but now if I'm focused on angle C, your opposite is 12 and your adjacent is 16. So sine of C, we want opposite over hypotenuse. That would be 12 over 20, which is the same thing as 3/5. Cosine of C, we know is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 16 over 20. Reduces to 4/5. And finally, tangent of C, we know is opposite over adjacent, 12 over 16, which is 3/4.